Launching is great, but what happens if a launch fails? What happens if a launch underperforms? What happens if you spend months building an audience to launch to and they don't buy? And worse, what if you spent a ton of money on your launch? You did all the things the gurus told you to do. You bought a Facebook ads course, and you spent a ton of money to get people to opt in, and no one bought. How long can your business survive this process? Do you even know? And what happens if you get the launch to work? How consistent is your revenue, even if you have great launches? And do you know how you're going to scale it? Well, let's lay it out. When you launch, you can only scale by doing one of two things. Number one, bring in more opt-ins, or number two, increase the price of your product or conversion rate, but eventually you will hit a plateau. I mean, how on earth are you supposed to increase opt-ins when you only have 1 to 2 weeks to shove as many leads as possible into your funnel? And how much higher can you really raise your price before it begins to affect sales? Most successful scalers call this the launch plateau that keeps most worried launchers stuck, scared, always hoping they have enough to pay the bills, always stressed and stuck in their business, doing things they don't want to be doing. And if any of these sound like you, then you may be a worried launcher. Here's the deal. I don't want to scare you or make you feel bad. In fact, it's the opposite. I want to move you out of this worried launcher identity because it's easier than you may think. Launching can be great, but when we look around at the top businesses in the world, none of them operate on a launch-to-launch basis in order to bring in revenue. They all know how and roughly what they are going to produce in revenue month after month. So what happens if we operate that way too? We get predictability consistently because we are scaling. We have real numbers, real sales, and a real process where sales are coming in every day. And in order to increase sales, we just need to increase the input of the sales funnel. But we aren't trapped with a 1 to 2 week deadline like a launch. So if you want to get scalable with your business and you need to move from the worried launcher life to the successful scaler identity, where we focus on systems, connection, automation, leverage, and evergreening your course, because those components are where the successful scalers live. So who are you going to be? The worried launcher or the successful scaler? The choice is yours.